want to start to develop my own in-house software, the more I started to realize that it's impossible for one person to hold all the knowledge. We were very conservative in the early stages of growth of business. We just went for your kind of vanilla cleaning contracts. And I was very upfront from the beginning. I was like, I'm giving you this work, but I'm putting at least 25% on top. It's just more zeros at the end.
Welcome back to another episode today, guys. We are missing Dan, unfortunately. He's having fun or something, I'm not sure. But today I'm joined by Gabriel from Fine Clean. Fine Clean is a commercial-only interior and exterior cleaning company. I'm going to let him give us the intro into the business. So starting off, first question is strong. How long you been going? How did you end up in the industry? Give us the rundown.
Give us a story. Yeah, no, firstly, thank you for the opportunity to be here. As I was saying, I think what you guys are doing is really refreshing for the cleaning industry, not just kind of exterior cleaning, but the cleaning industry as a whole. So I started a business in 2017. So I came to Worcester, that's where we're based, in 2015 to study human nutrition, and basically moved from the student halls into a house, and it was 6 guys, 6 friends, and it was all boys. And as you can imagine, uni age, 18, living in a student accommodation by yourselves, it was mental. It was bad. It was really bad. So essentially every time my mum came to visit from Oxford, she kept kind of saying, guys, this is really bad. If you don't fix it next time, I'm going to come in and blitz the place.
So she was threatening you with cleaning it for you.
It was kind of like a double-edged sword. I was like, I do want your help.
Just hold out.
I do want your help. But then on the other hand, I was like, actually, it's kind of like a bit embarrassing. Because like we're moving out of our parents' houses, and obviously we're supposed to be somewhat adults. And basically I just contacted all of the cleaning companies in the area. I think there was about 20 at the time. No one came back to me.
Really?
No one. There was about 22 companies in the local area.
Do you think that was because they knew it was a student accommodation area? Or?
I get asked that a lot. I didn't even say who I was and what I was.
Right.
I just said we have a house, and I think a lot of it was kind of forms online.
Right.
So I just put the name, the location, and then I said it was a house that needed a deep clean. So fast forward to maybe 2 months, 3 months, I just thought no one has contacted me. There's an opportunity here. Either the customer service is really poor, or they just got so much work that they can't cope with the leads. Mm-hmm. Either way, to me, there was an opportunity. And then, I guess like every entrepreneur, you don't know what you don't know. So you just kind of dive deep into the research, basically. So I was 18, turning 19 at the time.
You're still at university at this point, yeah?
Still at uni, yeah. So this was start of the second year. And I just went 6 months hiatus, locked myself in the room, just figuring out what is business, how do you set up a company in the UK, what do you need, insurances. I started to contact local cleaning companies, local businesses, if they had cleaners in-house, how much were they paying, how much were they willing to pay, just literally everything from going to the street, handing leaflets, questionnaire, just asking questions basically. And then I just quit uni after.
Quit,
yeah. After mid, I think it was the second term of the second year.
Did you set the business up at this point?
I had set up the business,
and you had revenue coming in? So
basically I set up the business, it was November. So January 2016, I started to do the research. June, July, I was like, actually, I'm going to go for this. Mm-hmm. And then November, December time, I was like, this is it. I've made up my mind. So I didn't come back in the second term of the second year, basically. Right. Like the dates, the months and dates, I can't remember
so
clearly.
You went off for Christmas, didn't come back,
Didn't come back. And still. And
what did Mum think of that?
They didn't know at the time.
Oh,
they didn't know at the time. Okay. So I did delay that process, but essentially I was promoting a nightclub at the time.
Right.
I had like a night called Thrive with someone else, and that I was one of the main promoters. And as we were packing away, I basically said, look, I've had a walk around the club after we were packing away. It does need a little bit of a deep clean. And some people call it luck. I call it kind of like divine intervention. And Alex was the nightclub owner. He said, actually, my cleaner is retiring in 2 weeks. And I was like, whoa, this is the time. Do you know when sometimes you have like those
opportunities, find those who go looking for
man.
them.
And it was literally just a conversation just sparked. And I said, I didn't have everything planned, but I said, I'm starting a cleaning business. I'm looking for clients. Give me a chance and I'll come in and I'll take over. And I had nothing. I had no cleaning equipment.
I think that's the best thing. This proper entrepreneur just takes the opportunity and works it out later on.
Yeah. And that doesn't stop. That doesn't stop. Like some people think, oh, you've got X amount of staff, X amount of revenue, you've got X amount of equipment. And every single day we're just finding ourselves saying yes to things, not unrealistic things, but just things that you might not have the whole picture. And I think that started from that situation. And long story short, I convinced my mum to travel from Oxford on the weekends to come and clean with us. So essentially from day one, which was the 1st of January of 2017, kind of probably the worst day to start cleaning a nightclub, we started cleaning.
Yeah, so it can't get much worse than the 1st of January.
No, and to be honest, that was an experience because you had everything. You had everything you can imagine happening in a nightclub.
Yeah.
The exterior side of stuff. So we really focused on the commercial for 5.5 years, 6 years.
So how long has the business been going in total? About 10-ish
It's going to be 9 years in Jan.
9 years.
So for the first 5-6 years, we really went all out in office cleaning, school cleaning, warehouse cleaning, just all of the internal daily cleaning. And
that's just like the regular stuff where you go in 2, 3, 4 times a week for an hour and just keep on top of it. Not necessarily so much the one-off, bigger, deep clean stuff.
Yeah, correct. So basically we started with kind of the small offices. Me, my mum, then it was me, mum and dad, and then it was me, my mum, my then girlfriend at the time. And then I convinced her to kind of help me out with 1 or 2 shifts. And then she was like, okay, fine, I'll help you. And then she just never left. And then, now we're married, we've got 2 kids, but she essentially was there like from day one.
Yeah.
And then we started to progress. Office contracts started to get bigger. We started to offer kind of ad hoc services, upholstery cleaning, carpet cleaning. I did a ton of courses at the time on carpet cleaning, upholsteries, gutters, everything to kind of take the add-ons, because that's where I found that the cherries were the add-on services. The margins are quite slim when it comes to the office daily cleaning, and the competition is quite high as well.
Yeah.
And then so I would say probably year 7, so 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, we started to push for the exterior and the industrial side of stuff. So we already do the office cleaning in the warehouses. We started to push for, can we clean your cladding? Who does your high level cleaning? Who does your hard floor cleaning? And that conversation just expanded, basically. I took the route of, let me partner up with experienced professionals in the local area. Be very upfront and honest. Look, we're probably going to take this over at some point. So at the moment, I'm just learning from you. I'm giving you work. I'm asking you loads of questions. And to be fair, even to this day, a lot of them, we have a good relationship because I was quite upfront and honest from the beginning.
I think that's the best way to do it. I'd be more than happy to do a job if someone came to me like that as well. Yeah,
and subcontracting is an interesting one because I think if there is openness and transparency from the beginning, both parties can win. And I was very upfront from the beginning. I was like, I'm giving you this work, but I'm putting at least 25% on top. So what you do with that information, that's up to you.
Yeah.
You can either give me the price that you usually charge to the open market, or I'm putting 25% on top. You have to be competitive enough for us to win this work. And that worked really well. So to me, there was like an intensive course of, I need to pick the best suppliers because it's my name, is the company's name on the line. And I slowly started to move away from subcontracting work to purchasing equipment myself. Again, the hardest thing for me was, how do we go from subcontracting to hiring equipment to purchasing equipment to having skilled staff? It's a whole different set of skills to the daily cleaning. To now we have a whole team that can do A to Z.
And do you try and get all the staff trained in all the services, or do you have certain staff that does X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, so again, that's a question that I kind of fought in my head quite a lot of times. Is training is quite expensive. and time is quite precious as well. So if you're not out on a job working, you're not making money. So what we decided to do was to kind of have captains or like champions for each of the services, and then we've invested in them, kind of the training, the qualifications, and then what we essentially do from that is we ask them to sit with us, and then we just break it down into a kind of like a training manual, and then it's just, again, on the training and the induction, we just train each individual on the basics.
So you then do the training in-house. So you get them the professional training for one makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, those individuals then start to become supervisors. Supervisors then become team leaders, basically. And that's the way that we've progressed the exterior side of stuff. At first, I thought I had to know everything and learn everything. But the more we started to kind of get the guys trained, the more efficient the job started to become. And the more I started to realize that it's impossible for one person to hold all the knowledge.
Yeah.
It's so technical. Parts, equipment, troubleshooting, chemicals, literally the list just goes on. So yeah, we just decided to kind of spread the knowledge. And then if for whatever reason the person is sick, leaves, is on holiday, we're not kind of like letting all the knowledge walk away.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, you've diluted it almost.
Yeah.
I'm going to just jump forwards a couple of questions.
Yeah.
And circle back to the next one, just because we were touching on sort of the team leaders and stuff. So what is the current size of the business? How many staff are you looking at? Turnover or rough turnover? Give us that sort of information.
Yeah, sure. So the business is split into 3, I would say, divisions. So clear divisions. We have the commercial division, which is the daily cleaning. We have the industrial division. Again, we call it industrial, but it's anything that is not daily cleaning, that is more specialized. And then we have our labor-only division. So I don't like to use the A word, agency. It's not an agency, but the model, it's pretty much identical to what an agency is we have trained, uniformed, insured staff that have experience in cleaning your site or your type of site. And then essentially what we do is we just provide emergency cover. And that we started that this year.
So is that for if a large business has got their own in-house cleaners and they just need a little bit of support?
Just relief staff. And we started that this year, and that's just boomed.
And do those staff that you've got for that side of the business, do they also work in the other side of the business?
Not the industrial.
Okay.
So
they're daily cleaners.
Correct.
That can then be.
Correct. We've isolated or insulated the industrial division because the level of risk it's completely different. So the labor only and the commercial are pretty similar. The skill set, again, the level of the types of chemicals, the types of equipment that we use, and the certification checks, all of that it's pretty much the same. So they can go from one to the other. The commercial side of stuff. So as a whole, we have 150 staff.
Wow.
Give or take, because the labor sometimes it's casual work. So we hire staff. And then they could stay for a period of 2 months. As it is casual, they can come and go as they please, basically. And I guess the benefit for us is we don't also have to give them any work, but we always have a bank of trained staff, trustworthy staff that we can cover our own shifts with as well.
Yeah.
Industrial side of stuff, I would say we have about 18 to 20 staff, 10 kind of permanent staff that we have fully trained, fully, I guess, multi-skilled. And then we have a cover team, basically, as and when we have lower tiered risk work, they jump in and help. And then the commercial side of stuff, again, that's probably say about 90 staff to 100 staff on the commercial. That can grow pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because
you can only be in one place at once, right? So
correct.
You've got 10 jobs, you kind of need 10 staff. If they're all doctor surgeries that need cleaning between 4 and 5.
Correct.
So then it's labour intensive, right?
Yeah, massively. And the size of contracts and sites that we have, a lot of them have 2P transfers. So essentially meaning that we have to offer the same or better contract to the existing staff members.
Right.
That is a good thing and a bad thing. I like to think that it's a good opportunity for us to kind of sharpen our skills and turn a bad situation into a good situation. And then it helps with recruitment as well. So we don't have to go out and recruit 5-10 staff for one site. We already have a base to begin with. But yeah, every month we could be winning contracts and increasing that size of that 100 by 5 to 10, so on and so forth. Basically,
what does that equate to turnover wise?
Yeah, so we're estimating 2 million this year.
Wow.
Up to, I'll probably say 1.5 years ago, we were kind of borderline 900, 1.1.
So you've seen some really nice growth in the last couple of years.
Last 18 months. So last 18 months, because I guess we just went all in investing in the growth of the industrial side of stuff.
So do you think that's where the bulk of that growth has come from, sort of introducing that additional
100%.
sector?
100%. So we were very conservative in the early stages of growth of business. We just went for your kind of vanilla cleaning contracts, and it was 20K a year, 30K a year, 15K a year. We slowly started to move towards the 50K a year, so on and so forth. But like I said, the margins are quite slim on those contracts. So to purchase equipment, again, you guys know the cost of purchasing exterior cleaning kit. It's like a small mortgage every time you want to buy a piece of kit. And one thing I was saying to one of our guys is I just can't find anything less than £1,000 nowadays.
No.
Everything is 1,000 plus. And
I'm getting rid of my carpet cleaning equipment just for scalability reasons. It's easier to focus on the external stuff. And I paid £8,500 for that. I've got about £1,000 worth of chemicals, and I'm asking 3.5 second hand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and you need it as well. It's like if you go to a certain size job, you get away with smaller kit, less powerful kit. You can, but you're wasting time.
Yeah,
and time is money, and that efficiency that some of these machinery gives is just not worth it.
No, absolutely not.
You have to invest in.
I'm a great
kit.
believer in
Quality
going for the higher quality stuff.
Yeah,
lasts longer, helps you do the job quicker. And I have this. It's not an argument. I have this conversation with customers a lot of the time. So we had a woman yesterday who called me up. She's only around the corner, but historically I've cleaned her windows. Now we've got staff. It's not me turning up.
Is that the same conservative lady?
No. So she called me up. She said, "Oh, no, we've checked my Ring doorbell, and the guy was only here 6 minutes. Now it's a bungalow. It's got 5 windows, a patio door, and a bay window. So it's not like, it's not crazy. It's not going to be much longer than that anyway. But 6 minutes is fast. Anyway, she wasn't happy with it. So I said, look, I'll come round and I'll sort it out for you. Not a problem. I was here anyway. Just shot around there. And I've turned up, and it's a good clean. Mm-hmm. The job's been done well. Yeah. And I said to her, have you re-cleaned them? She's like, no. And you don't want to be rude and say,
this is clean.
Yeah, what are we looking at here? Because I'm. And then she pointed out 2 tiny little specks of dirt that were on the frames, and a little bit of a cobweb in one corner. I was like, oh, no worries, I'll re-clean them for you. But
did you do the whole job again?
I did do, yeah. She's a long-standing customer.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing stuff like that to retain customers because, that's business, right?
Correct.
You've got to sometimes bite your tongue and just do it. If it was a job that was in Chelmsford, 35 minutes away, probably wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Might have just offered her some money off the next clean.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
You tend to find I think we were just having a conversation just before the pod. You tend to find with residential customers, you tend to have those that keep coming back for reductions, for discounts, for recleans.
Not so much now, because we've implemented. So what we do now, if you've had 2 complaints, we might say, look, we don't think we're the best company for you. Not only, we got to find the time to come back and reclaim for you what we're doing in the first place. Good for 600 customers, not good for you. Mm-hmm. I don't think, without sounding horrible, we're not the problem.
You're the variable.
Yeah, it's you that's got something unhappy. You're unhappy with. So we'll resign, basically.
Got it.
And then depending on how they come at me with their initial complaint. So I had a customer yesterday email. They've got 3 Velux windows. It's like a Victorian house, so they're slightly taller than your standard size house anyway, and the roof's quite shallow pitch. So you could reach the Veluxes, but you're not cleaning them properly.
Got it.
And the previous company they had cleaned them, but we've said to her,
We're not touching it.
we're not going to clean them because we don't feel like we're going to do a good enough job.
Yeah.
You're then going to call us and say they're not cleaned properly. We don't want to make up some sort of ongoing lie that's, stick at it, they'll be all right. When the reality is they're just a little bit too far away and they face the sky a little bit too much to get a real good clean on them. But she came at me and said, oh, if that's the case, then we're going to have to cancel. So I just said, I've had a look at your job on Google Earth. I agree with what staff members said.
Yeah.
I'll cancel further bookings. Sorry, we couldn't help. Because I'm not going to waste my time trying to save a sinking ship.
Because you can already see the problems.
Yeah, and so although obviously priority is to look after customers and gain as much new revenue as possible, I've also got to look after the staff. And the particular staff member that went there, he used to fit Velux windows. That was his job before he came here. So if there's anyone who knows whether they're going to be the right angle or whatever, it's him.
Yeah.
And I know if I turn around to him and say, look, you made a bad call, that one, you can reach that one.
Yeah.
He's not going to be happy to go there.
Correct.
And it's almost like his happiness outweighs the one job. If it was an ongoing thing where he's just telling customers we can't clean their Veluxes, then different story. But
yeah, that's probably one of the hardest things. That's one of the things that we say to the team all the time is we will always back you. Always. We're never going to, if the client comes in and has a complaint, we will never just accept the complaint, as in accept responsibility at first. Obviously, we acknowledge it. We apologize for any inconvenience. But we say, look, let us investigate internally, and then we'll come back and we'll put kind of like a basic investigation report together. But our first approach is like innocent until proven guilty type of thing. And it's good that you're kind of taking that approach as well, because that's why I've the residential side of stuff, whilst, again, as we mentioned, is quite scalable, very scalable and very profitable as well. It's very difficult to argue with kind of someone's house and someone's kind of living space. And if they like it done this way, who are you to kind of tell them differently?
Exactly.
Basically. So,
exactly.
Yeah, with the commercial and industrial side of stuff, we're very black and white. And obviously, if it is us, if it is our problem, if it is our mistake, put our hands up and then we'll fix it. No questions asked. Yeah. But there is some situations where there is a lot of, issues on the client side, on the client site. And then unfortunately, it's still very easy to blame the cleaning staff. Very easy to blame, it was them.
You was always the last person who touches it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always try, if I'm working and I spot something, I always take a picture of it.
Yep.
But Elliot particularly is very bad at doing that.
Yeah.
And he'll tell me afterwards and I'll say, oh, did you take a picture?
No.
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, well, if you can just try and remember, just snap a photo. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to get up close. Just something where I can say, we recognised it. Here's the photo that we took before we cleaned.
Yeah.
It just puts us in a better position. But yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah, and like you said, if the staff members, if you're constantly kind of taking the client side, the staff members will become reluctant to go to the site.
Yeah.
And you will end up losing that opportunity anyways.
Their morale goes down as well. They don't want to go there.
And to be fair, we had a situation not too long ago within the industrial, like I said, we have different services, and within each service we have like a specialist team or specialist supervisor, and we had a specific fit out of a big restaurant national chain, and there was an issue with the type of floor in particular, and the grout, and I guess this is like a 50-50. Us and the client kind of underestimated how long that floor would take to clean. We met before, we spoke to our suppliers. They recommended 2 chemicals. Our supplier recommended 2 chemicals. Our supplier recommended a scrubber dryer. They recommended a multi-wash and a wet vac. We literally packed the job with everything needed. And we had a plan. We go to the job. it was 3 days. It was Sunday for the builders clean. It was then Wednesday for the sparkle clean and Thursday for the handover clean. We were all supposed to do the floors on Wednesday, but we took the equipment. We just packed the van just in case we finished the builders clean early, so we can start the floors. When we got to the site, the plan changed. The site manager basically said, "Scratch that plan. I'm not going to sign off any rooms unless the floors are to an acceptable standard." So backwards and forwards with the client, the staff, the team. We managed to split the team of 6, 2 stay here, the rest go and do the builders clean. And long story short, the client didn't sign off for the areas. And we had pictures of the before, the after, and the client, basically the site manager was saying, "You didn't bring the right kit, you didn't bring the right chemicals." And obviously we had proof to present. But it's one of those ones where the team came back and they all said that's probably one of the hardest jobs we had to do. Each area of the restaurant we had to do 2, 3, 4 times to try to get to an acceptable standard. And he verbally signed off 4 out of the 3 out of the 4 areas, but the 4th area, because we were only able to do it twice, he wouldn't sign off. And the team basically said, "Look, we don't want to go back to that site."
Yeah, you can't blame him, can you?
And we couldn't, and we just basically said to the client,
It's
"Look,"
also brilliant when like site managers try and tell you how to do your job.
oh man,
That's like one of my favourite things ever.
yeah. And they will. So we've had situations where they are grabbing the kit
Yeah,
and saying, "Look, this is how you do it," and we're like, "Look, we understand that you're multi-skilled and you do these sites all the time, but so do we."
yeah,
And that was the conversation that I was having with the QS. I said, "We do 40 of these every month. We have a scoring system 0 to 5. We don't leave the site if it's less than a 4. If it's a 3, we have to get a 4, basically. And we don't get because we have that policy. We always get 4s and above. And we have the data. We presented it to them, and we said we do these all the time. So yes, maybe there was an underestimation from both of us time-wise on how long these floors would take, but it's not.
Also, they changed the parameters of the job when you arrived. So
And they've acknowledged that. But all of that to say, we had to back our team and say, look, unless we allow more time, unless we allow more staff, we can't go back and repeat the same process because it's not going to be acceptable to you guys. And that happens a lot in the cleaning industry. The staff versus clients, clients versus staff, and we're just in the middle.
do you find as well that a lot of these, like, because they're big operations, right? They've got renovations here, renovations there, and you're coming in almost at the end of that to make it good.
Yep.
Do people look down on that as a service? Do you ever feel like you're bottom of the barrel, so to speak?
To be honest, I personally think that's a misconception. And I think that depends on how you carry yourself on the site and how you carry yourself before you actually win the work.
Yeah.
I think if you think, I was saying you, just saying in general, if the business owner or the cleaning company or the staff think of themselves as bottom of the barrel, last in the queue, you probably will get pushed around in the site. But if from the initial point of contact, from the quoting, from the way that the staff are uniformed, from the touch points before you get to the site to confirm the dates, from the moment that they drive in, the vans are fully branded, clean, you tend to get less of that, basically. But yeah, sometimes you do get, and we have a very diverse team, and sometimes you do get people trying to kind of demean them and push them down. And we have, again, I'm very black and white about certain things, and that's one of those things. None of us are getting paid enough to be disrespected.
No, absolutely. No, there's not enough money in the world.
There isn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there isn't a specific pound or specific amount that if you pay me this, I'll be shouted at or I'll be sworn.
Yeah.
No, there isn't. So if that ever happens to our team on site, the rule is pick up your kit, walk away. Don't have to explain yourself. Don't have to give an explanation. We'll deal with it. Back in the office, we'll deal with it. Because, again, there is not a pound sign that will make that acceptable. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Where did the name come from?
Fine Clean. Again, I was just saying before about kind of like divine interventions. I'm a very, I don't like to say spiritual. I'm a believer in Christ, and again, I grew up in a Christian family, so we're big on praying. We're big on our relationship with God and Christ. And I spent months trying to figure out a name. Months. I knew I wanted a diamond or a kind of like a crystal, but I just couldn't pinpoint what it was. And I wanted something sharp, something good, easy to say. And then I just basically prayed. I said, God, I can't figure out a name. I had like half a book full of sketches and designs and names and everything else. And I just said, look, give me a name. And but lo and behold, Fine Clean came into my mind a few days later. I wanted it to mean something as well. So transparency, clarity, quality, you know, when you look at the word fine, that's what comes up. And same thing with diamonds, or like, we'll call it crystal. That's what you tend to get, sharp, quality, rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where the name came from.
It's interesting. Some of the best clients you've worked for, not necessarily the biggest or well-known, but best clients, if you can speak about them, some of them.
NDAs.
Yeah.
No, but to be honest, we are very picky on who we work with. And that has come from getting it wrong a lot in the beginning, basically. So in the beginning, I guess like many entrepreneurs, many businesses, we just take work because you need the revenue.
Yeah.
You need to be busy because otherwise your motivation just crashes. And we tried everything. We tried the residential side of stuff. We tried small offices. We tried retail. We tried schools. We tried healthcare. We tried a lot. So that kind of gave us a criteria as to what we want. So it's a long answer to a very straightforward question, but when they select to work with us, we've pre-selected them to work for them as well. So that's one thing that we're very proud of. We don't lose customers. We have customers that we've been working for 7-8 years continuously. Over the last few years, as the business has grown, we have handed a lot of contracts back because we're just not affordable anymore. We're just not competitive anymore. So all of that to say, all of the customers that we have at the moment tend to fit a criteria. And the type of relationship that we want is that we will invest and we'll go above and beyond to make sure that every single shift that we do is as close to perfect as possible. So essentially is we will send you the audits, we will communicate with you on a monthly basis. If it's a feedback or a complaint, we're not going to get an essay email saying how much of a horrible company you are. It's just going to be a text. It's going to be a call to our contract managers saying, look, this area needs a little bit of attention, fixed next day. With the industrial side of stuff, we really enjoy working with hygiene, with the hygiene sector. So food and beverage manufacturers, in particular dairy and bakeries.
What's the reason behind that?
They all have the same problem.
Right.
And again, I'm not kind of giving away any trade secrets like for us, but that's one of the things that me and our sales team have done. We've had a look retrospectively over the last 18 months, the type of jobs and projects that have gone really well, why, and what are the issues that they constantly have. And the food and beverage industry for us is something that we have just become really good at solving their issues.
Yeah.
And from, I kid you not, from the north of the country to the south of the country, all of them are facing the same problem. So we have, I don't know, a portfolio of solutions to some of the problems that they have. And then it's just a conversation of, do you have this problem? Yes, this is how we can solve it.
Helps with closing the deal, right?
Oh, man, yeah.
Because it's like you already know what the problem is before you've turned up.
We've got the kit, we've got the skills, we've got case studies, we've got, again, I don't like to say the word specialized team, but we've got a team with the necessary skill set that can solve that specific problem. And yeah, it's good because you're constantly solving kind of real-time problems, and the sort of businesses that we're working with, if a line stops, they're losing 10 grand an hour, 20 grand an hour. So, and they have like 10, 20 lines. So if we can prevent those stoppages, and if we can prevent the build-up basically in those lines, it's a massive saving for them.
Perfect. Have you got any funny stories from a job?
Funny stories from a job. I can't think of one, because it's been so long since I've actually been on the tools with the team. I can't think of one.
No, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I'm sure you'll know about these ones. Have you got a nightmare story?
I think for us is underestimating things, and it happens sometimes when you go to site, you do your checks, you have your scope of works and everything else. And we've had, not recently, but we've had a situation where we were off by a few £1,000s.
Really?
And I'm not the type of person that likes to pass blame and pass costs to customers if it's our fault. So yeah, we've kind of been unfortunate a couple of times in there. And I guess in the commercial side of things, we had to learn the hard way when it comes to businesses just shutting down on you. So you take on a big project, and this is nothing recent, but I don't know, £10,000, £15,000 project, and they just shut down. So it hasn't happened in a really long time. I'm saying probably a couple of years, but sometimes on the smaller scale, it still happens. So,
do you think that's where you've stopped working with the smaller companies because you've become slightly less affordable for them? That's what's reduced that happening. So you're dealing with just a bigger level of business now.
So even the bigger level of business, that's what worries me the most, is because they look at that figure as nothing for them. And for us is the difference between paying your taxes or paying your staff or paying your bills. But for them, it's like, oh yeah, we'll get to them. We've got £100,000 invoice here. What's 5,000? What's 3,000?
Yeah.
So what we implemented is credit checks. So our accounts team and our sales team, if it's the first time that we're working with a customer, we have a system called Know It that we work with, and we just pay for a credit report from Credit Safe. So essentially, they just score it, and then it tells us this is how much you can give as credit to this customer.
Right. Okay, that's interesting.
It takes a little bit of time to kind of like close, but it's a necessary step.
Yeah.
So we had a job last month with June, July, and it was a £15,000 job, but their credit rating came back as only £3,000. So we closed the deal, we're ready to go, and then when that came back, we had to go back to the customer and say, look, unless we can find a way to either change the payment terms or pay a deposit up front, 50% minimum, we can't go ahead with the job. And obviously from a salesperson perspective, that's a tough conversation to have, because obviously commission is on the line, their relationship is on the line, but the way that we position it is we want to build a relationship with you guys, and to kind of have £15,000 on the table.
Yeah, you're taking all the risk.
We're taking a lot of risk. Yeah. And it was at the centre of London, transportation, accommodation, kind of the per diem, paying the staff as well for food, equipment, chemical, like you name it. I think up front for that specific job, we had put about 3.5K. So it's like you're digging into your reserves, and then you're having to wait 30 plus days to get the rest of the money back after you pay salaries and everything. So yeah, I think
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the horrible lessons that we had to learn, is kind of getting stung on underestimating how long the work is going to take, and then not getting paid for kind of some bigger projects.
Yeah. I know you sort of touched on a couple of these, but what would you say your biggest learning curve has been in the 9 years?
Pay the tax man. No, honestly, it's growing a business is difficult. I think if anyone says otherwise, it's they're lying to you, and it's quite easy to kind of fall into the trap of social media, trap of LinkedIn, of activity. But even just today, like we bid for a project for an existing customer, and the company that won the project was £4,000 cheaper than us, and it was like a £13,000 project. And then we just started to ask questions and dig, because how it's in the center of London, to be around that price, they need to be charging about £15 an hour. And in today's economy,
Yeah.
£15 an hour doesn't get you very far.
No.
Even if you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
As a self-employed person. So essentially for us is we just want to make sure that the types of customers that we're working with are aligned with us, kind of not just for that specific job, but for a project, because you will end up kissing a lot of frogs to trying to get to your ideal customers. So we don't want to be working kind of and growing the business on unstable foundations. So, kind of biggest learning for us is know your true costs. That's something that not many people talk about. Know exactly how much you're spending on labor. Know exactly how much you're spending on equipment, and then like know your value as well. Because I think that's one thing that unfortunately plagues the cleaning industry is. Because of that kind of bottom of the barrel mindset where the last in the queue is kind of like people don't feel like they're worthy to demand a certain price. And that's one of the things that I really like to talk to kind of up and coming entrepreneurs in the cleaning industry is just your value is your value.
I have this conversation with people a lot because I don't know. I guess it's a mindset thing, but I've been quite fortunate that the decisions I've made along the line have seemed to be the correct ones in order to be in a position to grow. But I have people come to me all the time and they're like, oh, how are you making X amount a day? How are you doing that much work? And I'm doing the same amount of work as you. I'm just priced properly.
Pricing differently, yeah.
And I think to get your head around that is a huge mindset thing. And like
100%. And it's one thing that I found the stakes do get kind of a lot higher as the business grows. So now that we're close to the £2 million mark for this year, everything just seems to have doubled. Everything. So I made a joke about kind of keeping up with the taxman, but again, it's incredible how it goes from something that you just know you can pay. You it's there. You can pay it to. Well, we have, I don't know, a 20 grand PAYE bill every single month. How does it go from a couple £100, a couple £1,000 to bang every single month? So, it's and insurances. Like I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys. But when we started to do the industrial cleaning side of stuff, insurance rates just exploded.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's
to have the
expensive.
proper insurance is expensive. There's lots of people that don't have the
Oh
proper
man,
insurance.
and I get it because it's one of those ones where unless something goes wrong, you don't know you need it.
No, well, I know. I speak to a lot of people that have insurance, or they think they've got insurance,
But they don't.
But when you read the small print, it's like, we don't cover you if you're using a water-fed pole, or we don't cover you if you're using a pressure washer. It's like,
and it's happened to me once, and it wasn't anything major, but you do kind of. That's why we had to change insurance brokers, and we had to go with someone that specializes in kind of they call it kind of extreme cleaning, specialist cleaning, because you do feel like an idiot when you do go and try and have the conversation of, I think we might have to claim something here, and they're like, oh, and they start to dig into the details, and then you hear actually your insurance doesn't cover that.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a big slap in the face. So for us is just making sure that we're picking the right customers, we're pricing it accordingly, because whether you like it or not, that fixed cost just doesn't move. It's there every single month.
Yeah.
So, that's probably one of the things that I would say to anyone kind of growing and scaling or wanting to get into the, I guess, cleaning industry is know your true costs.
Whilst you've brought that up, we'll touch on that as well, because you've got a YouTube channel that I think you started and maybe have taken a bit of a hiatus from.
Yeah.
But is that something that you're looking to pick back up? And that is like almost like a mentorship for people in the cleaning industry, right? Would you explain it that way?
Yeah, so I started on TikTok, and this was quite a few years ago now. I started to put videos as consistently as possible. And I started to get a lot of people asking me the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. And you very quickly know who is just asking to ask, and you're getting others that are actually doing it or are planning on doing it. So the long form content is always been of interest to me, but it's tough. I don't know if you know Chris Guilfoyle. So he did a lot of YouTube content, and he was doing vlogs, and he was doing obviously the podcast. And from our conversations, it's a job in itself.
Yeah,
it's a thing in itself. So I'm already maxed out with my time.
Yeah. This is one of the reason I've got a YouTube channel that I make, like the satisfying cleaning videos. It's not so much informational, but I've had to take a step back from that because I just haven't got the time.
And it's as you guys have done it, you want to do it properly. Like, you want to brand it well. You want to have the right equipment, the right camera, the right audio kit, because it doesn't really do it justice if you don't. So I just felt, let me just focus on my business, because, as you know, just as a business owner yourself, there's so many plates you're spinning that people don't see. People don't think about, but sometimes they just see you on the computer click-clacking, and they're like, oh, what is he doing? And meanwhile, you have like 10 different things.
Yeah, my wife's the worst for it. She's like, you're never working. You're always on the computer. And I'm like, yeah,
that's the plan.
You're not out cleaning. I'm like, well, there's more to it than just that.
And as the business grows, I've been very, very fortunate to have a great team in place, from accounting, sales, HR, ops, support. Because it just the problems don't change, but the support system around you does get better. But it's a non-stop thing as you're growing the business, basically. So
marketing for your industry, what sort of marketing do you do, and where would you rate best to worst?
Best email marketing, hands down. Ollie, shout out to Ollie. One of the things that he brought into the business was email sequencing and just email marketing as a whole. We did a lot of direct email and cold calling. That works, but the hit rate is very low. And then we have SEO and PPC. So we're just upgrading our website at the moment, and we're going to go again all out into our SEO and PPC. Like, you'd be surprised on the commercial side of stuff, the level of leads that come in just from them researching your Google reviews at the top. You're the first. So I one of the things that we like to do is like speed kills. So as soon as we have an inquiry, within minutes we jump on it. We drop everything. We jump on it. We've also implemented a calling service. So it's like a VA reception service. So every single call within work hours gets picked up within 2 rings.
Yeah, I've just in the process of implementing something like that. I think it's very important. Very
important, because if you're one of the first few people they contacted, you're the first on site, you're the first to put the quote together, you become the standard. And obviously, if you make a good impression, everyone else has to kind of like either...
They're competing against you rather than you competing against them.
That's it. So, but I would say email, SEO and PPC. I used to do a lot of networking. I've scaled that back a little bit, just because, again, you do have to invest a lot of physical time to kind of get anything from it. And then, so we've become big on automation when it comes to email marketing. When it comes to following up on the leads, we have a lot of opportunities that you contact them or you quote for them today, and then you only hear back from them 3 months later, and then you pick up the work there and then, basically. So I'll probably rate it that way.
And what sort of budget do you look to spend on marketing?
So our budget at the moment from SEO and PPC is about £1,500 a month.
That combined or per?
So SEO is, we have someone that manages it for $350 a month.
Okay.
And then the rest is on PPC.
Right.
That takes, but we specifically focus on the commercial side of stuff. So daily cleaning. Everything else we do emails, pick up the phone. We have leaflets and brochures. But again, it's very targeted. We have
And
a
then
hit
you
list,
send those to businesses directly.
but we have a hit list, so we don't just
Yeah.
send it out to everyone.
I guess that saves you a lot of money as well, because broadening it costs.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the lessons that I've learned with marketing is like niche the types of solutions, problems, people that you want to help solve. Like I said, for us, for the commercial is a little bit different, but for the industrial and hygiene, food and beverages, milk productions, producers and bakeries, because we know the factory layouts, we know the sections, they even named the same. We know the types of dust and byproducts.
And they know that as well, so that's what they're searching for, right?
That's it. So we can literally say, do you have this problem? Picture, this is the solution that we've implemented for another company.
Yeah.
If you need it, call us.
Perfect. Staffing, recruiting staff. What sort of difficulties have you had over the years doing that?
So as we were saying, the skill set is very different from commercial to industrial.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest challenge was us having ourselves as a business the skill set to be able to know what we needed to see and what was good and wasn't good, basically. That was a massive hurdle to overcome. So once we overcame that hurdle, we've just became super selective on the type of staff that we have. So I don't think it's difficult to, and again, I might be shot in the comment section, but I don't think it's difficult to recruit. I think it's difficult to recruit and retain quality staff.
And have you got any tips on retaining quality staff?
First, don't pay minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of cleaning companies paying minimum wage and expecting people to go above and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a big believer in even above the living wage. So our minimum base rate is £13 an hour. And then we have a scale that goes all the way to £15 an hour for our industrial team. We have incentives for every single job. For every single job that the team gets a 5 score, they get an incentive. Again, travel pay. That's another big one. So we travel up and down the country. I see a lot of companies that try to not pay travel time, not pay the per diem, so their lunch allowance, their dinner allowance, extra day holiday for when it's their birthday, training as well. So we're big on, like we have our one of our contract managers doing the SSMS training. I might have butchered that, but basically is construction. So we do a lot of fits out cleaning. Is it necessary? No, but is it good for him to know from a client's perspective the sort of detail and expectation that they have for their other contractors? Yes. And I think that's going to add a lot of value to our team. So all of our contract managers are IOS trained. Now we're starting to do the SSMS.
We had a construction company on Wednesday, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they were talking about there is hundreds of these schemes and courses and stuff. So
working at heights, the TR19 trainings, the first aiders, the health and safety basics, like the list just goes on. So we haven't kind of cut any corners when it comes to the training. And again, we're very proud of that. So that also adds on to the retention side of stuff. And then just how you treat them as well. We're very black and white business, but we're very reasonable business. And within reason, we will accommodate. That's probably the best way to put it. And I think you tend to find it's kind of like a give and take.
Yeah.
So, and if they are taking a mick, we just don't tolerate. But if it's a genuine mistake, if it's a genuine issue that they're dealing with, we will work with them. And that tends to be one of the best thing. And we had someone not too long ago come up to me and the office, just say, look, I'm loyal to you and to the company because you gave me an opportunity when no one else did, and you stuck with me. And they've been with us for 3 years now. And I felt like tearing up. That was like a nice, proud moment. And just simple things. I say to the office team, I don't want it to be a division between office staff and on the field staff. We're one.
Yeah.
So the door is always open. They can walk in anytime. Everyone must acknowledge everyone. shake hands, say hi, what's your name, what do you do, which area of the business do you work in?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not massive, but it's quite hard to remember 100 plus
big
names.
enough to have culture differences in sectors that can cause rifts, I guess.
100%. 100%.
You don't want like the commercial staff like beefing with the industrial staff.
I mean, it happens overnight. It happens overnight because, you touched upon culture. We're quite big on company culture. To me, it's that there's fine, clean culture and nothing else.
I think culture's, for me, the biggest thing with growing a business. If you can get the staff to believe and invest into the business, everything else will fall in place.
That's it. And again, we're talking about retention, just culture. No, as a business owner, I believe it's our responsibility to set the tone from the beginning. I'm not Fine Clean. Fine Clean is not me. It's an extension of me, and I'm an extension of Fine Clean. But now, Fine Clean is what everyone makes of it.
Yeah.
So, and it's your job to keep kind of, if it goes a little bit astray, just bring it back in line. So, and as much as you want retention, you also want the bad apples to leave quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the strengths of our culture is this is Fine Clean's way. If you have a better way, show us. We'll change it and implement it straight away. If you're just going rogue, you're out. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's set for Fine Clean in the future? Where do you want to take it? What are your goals for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
So I don't want Fine Clean to just be a service-based business. Again, in the cleaning industry, we're very limited on the labor aspect of the business. There's only so many hours in a day that one person can service, can clean. So, and I can see it doesn't matter if you turn over 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million above, it's the same issues. Cash flow. Yes, you can do reduced terms. Yes, you can pay up front. Yes, you can do less credit, whatever. But it's just more zeros at the end, basically. And obviously more zeros, more headache. So I want to diversify the business. So one of the things that I really want to do is I want to develop my own cleaning product range. I want to start to develop my own in-house software that potentially I want to start selling that out to other cleaning businesses. I'm not breaking any news here, but there's a lot of kind of management softwares that are either very, very good at one specific service, either internal cleaning, external cleaning, or they're just very basic time in, time out.
Yeah.
There isn't anything kind of like in the middle that does both really well. We've tested out quite a few products. We've tested out quite a few, again, very focused on the field, like engineer type of software. And we've tried the blips of the world, sign in, sign out type of thing. And you always have to have something in the middle to kind of bring the two together. Yeah. So you're spending a lot of time on admin and management and reconciling things. I guess.
It's multiple services, multiple payments.
Yep. So that's one of the things that I want to move away from. I want it to be kind of like a multi-channel business. And just take over a little bit of the supply chain as well. We're very limited to what our suppliers can provide us and how quickly they can provide us and how cheap they can provide it for us. And obviously we have to put our margin on top. So we tend to lose kind of the profitability or the competitiveness because we're leaving a lot of money on the table. So kind of consumables, providing our own consumables, but in-house, and then training, if I say so myself. We were talking about trainers out there, and you have extremes. Yeah. And we want to just provide the basics for the cleaning operatives to go from I know nothing to I know enough to do it myself. And then for business owners as well, to be able to go from I don't know anything about business, I don't know anything about cleaning, to, okay, how do I put systems in place to be able to scale up from where I am right now to the next level. So, but again, this is a 5, 6 year plan. At the moment, we're
It's nice to see where you want to take it though. So some people just have like one set vision. I want 10 million turnover in the next 5 years, and they're dead set on it. But it's nice to see that you've thought about diversifying, bringing in different revenue streams.
Yeah, I've moved away from a figure. Not that I've become disillusioned with turnover, but like you probably hear this all the time. Turnover is vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like profit, net profit, EBIT is sanity.
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably one of the biggest things that I've learned within the 9 years is, and again, now that we have a sales team in place, is not that you should forget the turnover, but what is the gross profit?
Yeah.
Protect that gross profit at all costs. If the customer says, "Oh yeah, can you do it for £1,000 cheaper?" My response is, "Show me where I can take £1,000 from this job. Would you like me to take away from labor? I can reduce the labor, no problems. Equipment, would you like us to reduce the equipment?"
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they'd be like, either they give the job to someone else or they actually understand and value your service. So, yeah, and I think again, the pandemic should have taught us that diversification is important and not just being like a one service pony, basically.
I think a lot of businesses went under during the pandemic that were tunneled, unless they got lucky.
I don't know how it was for you guys, but like we lost 75% of our business from I think it was the 23rd of March. It was announced the 24th. Literally, I had an inbox full of people saying,
I can imagine.
"We're not opening tomorrow."
I sold my last company just before COVID, and that was a wedding events. We done a lot of commercial work as well, but it was an events company, so that would have been dead in the water.
Straight.
And then, no events were going on. I think the events were the last things to come back as well.
Yeah.
The
nightclub that I was that I won for my first as my first contract. They reopened 2.5 years later.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, then I didn't start cleaning until after COVID.
Oh, cool.
So I was unemployed, living a high life.
Honestly, and it's we were blessed that our biggest customers stayed with us during that period, and they said we can't shut.
Almost though, when you're in that industry of cleaning, it's still even more so a necessity during times like that.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of window cleaning companies that stuck at it really grew during COVID, because
even in, I guess, because
they're
people
working outside, people are
more
at home
disposable
all day
income
looking out
as
their
well.
windows, more disposable income, and a lot of window cleaners just
That's
decided to not work.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of work on the table.
Yeah.
But a lot of other bigger cleaning companies diversified into like the fogging, all that antibacterial cleaning stuff.
Roof cleaning as well.
Yeah, so it became, it's just like anything, isn't it? You've got to innovate, otherwise you'll
die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But so that's all the questions we've got for the business. We like to finish the podcast with one more light-hearted question, and you let the people get to know you a bit more. But what do you do for fun in your spare time?
Fun. Chess.
Chess?
I love chess.
Really?
I love chess. Yeah.
That's
I'm obsessed with chess.
I love a game of chess. I'm not very good, but I enjoy it.
No, I'd be on the chess.com app.
Yeah, I will.
No, honestly, it's I've got a family. I've got 2 kids. One is 3. One is going to be 1 next week. Obviously, I have an incredible wife, Tapiwa, and I'm extremely blessed and fortunate to have that support system. And you've got kids.
Yeah,
it's incredible, and it's one of the things that I thought I was building the business for them. I'm not. I'm building it for me, but I'm thinking of them.
Yeah,
and it's a rush for me to get home and just spend time with them, and just walk, just enjoy
watching them grow,
enjoy life.
Yeah,
and it's a miracle of life, and it's such a blessing. So, but yeah, my fun times now is just family and chess.
Oh, that's awesome! I love that. Thank you so much, Gabriel. We are all wrapped up. You do watch the podcast, so we will finish out as we always do. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and remember, stay cleaning.
Stay clean. Thank you.
See you, mate.
Thank you.
That was brilliant.
That was awesome.